on this computer. All right. Hey guys, welcome to Monday Night Dream Team Zoom. Let me fix this a little. Hopefully you all have gotten either the email or the text message or all of it, or see the Facebook post or whatever, but the plant-based lifestyle mix is live in the Clout office. It currently comes in vanilla, and I am so excited. And I know a lot of you are, and I know we have a lot of people are going to be excited. So let me give you a tip really quick on sharing this new product. Yes, the company sent out a graphic. You love the graphic because you're a Thrive promoter. So you love the colors, you love that it's a new product, you know it's from Le-Vel. If you just share that graphic, number one, it doesn't mean anything to anybody if they don't already love Le-Vel. And number two, if you're sharing the same graphic that all these other people are sharing, Facebook is not going to make it a point to share your stuff. So do yourself a favor and make your own picture. So I'm not saying recreate the graphic part from Le-Vel or the wording from Le-Vel necessarily. Like, you still want to use part of that, but with Canva, with Pixlr, with that other pick thing, you can take a picture of yourself either pointing at product or just a happy face or your hand out or something, and then you can overlay that graphic, the image from Le-Vel on top of that. Because then it becomes your picture, and Facebook, like, or all the platforms are like, oh, this is like something that this person actually, this belongs to them. This is unique and creative and it's theirs. So just keep that in mind, because I know it's really tempting, especially if you've been busy all day, to just share the graphic and move on with your life. But if you're going to take the time to even hit post, take a few more minutes and actually make it worth posting. So hopefully that helps you guys. But I am super excited that they launched that today. And I'm surprised because we have Punta Cana this week. So that must be chump change compared to all the stuff they're going to be launching on Friday. Which, if that's their chump change, I am super excited. So, okay. Oh, did I pack it? Oh, I think I packed my tracker. Ah, so efficient. Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Do you see that pile of papers in there on my trackers?
Yeah.
Can you bring me that?
Well, the whole thing or the finished one?
Probably the whole thing, because I don't know where my circle tracker is. I think it's in that pile. Sorry, everybody. This is real life. Thank
Real
you.
life. Hey.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. So it's still February. We're still working with our habit trackers. How are you guys doing? How are we doing? Habit tracking. We've been doing this now for 21 days. Lovely. I see it, Shantae. Do you feel like some of these habits are becoming a habit? Are you remembering them ahead of time? Sonia, well, they did tell us this was coming. I suspect that, yeah, there should be 3 new products coming, but I don't know that this was one of the 3 that they alluded to. Yeah, so I think this is like a bonus. So are you guys finding that your habits, are they starting to come easier? Are you starting to remember them on your own? Are you still having to look at your tracker? All the answers are correct, whatever it is, because all of us have different brains and we do things differently. But I know I've already said it a million times. I am super enjoying the habit tracker because, you know, I still have my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I still have all the regular stuff I do, but this habit tracker has really got me focused on adding new people and doing my reels, because those were the 2 things that I struggled with. I would wait to be inspired for reels, or I would try to batch all the reels. And, you know, if you miss your batch day for whatever reason, you've missed all your stuff, right? So I would either not be inspired or I would miss my batch day, and then I would just fall off the wagon. Whereas this doesn't allow me to do that. And adding new people, that's just one of those things where I was like, oh, I'll wait and add 15 tomorrow. And then you don't. So this has totally helped me. Sandra says I've had to do, like you said, and do the one that, do the hardest one first. For sure. Well, the easiest one is for me, mine is Take My Thrive. So that's just like a given. But so with the concept or the thought behind habits, obviously we have our trackers. They are directly related to an income producing activity for us. But I want to talk to you guys about your habits in life and how they create who you are or are not. So if you were right now to picture in your mind the ideal you, so like who you're thinking, how your life is going to be in 5 years, that new version of you, you know, like she's living in the house that's on your dream board. She's going on those vacations. She's doing whatever the heck it is that you want her to be doing, right? This is you in 5 years. What are the habits that that person is doing compared to the habits you're doing right now? Sandra is like typing like instantly. And what are some of the habits that she ain't doing laundry, Sandra says. That's awesome. So laundry is a habit for you, not a chore.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be paying somebody to do my laundry. That's what I mean.
Okay, I like it. So when we talk about habits, a lot of times people are very focused on what habits they do. But I also want you to think about what habits you don't do. Like what are you in the habit of not doing? Because that is just as powerful as a habit of what you are doing. So for example, let's picture this girl, this version of you, this best, most glorious version of you in 5 years. Something she's probably in the habit of not doing. She's probably in the habit of not putting herself down. Right? She's probably in the habit of not letting other people's agenda distract her from where she needs to go and what she needs to do. Right? So the habits that you don't do are just as important as the habits that you do. So if you want to, you can share in the chat maybe 1 or 2 of the habits that you know you currently do that actually do help you. Like what is something that you currently do that really does help you? It could be helps you with your mindset, your physical body, your business, whatever. Like you can start sharing some habits. Or you can unmute and just talk, because that's also helpful.
I can tell you
my
what
Bible Sam says.
I can tell you what I'm not doing. My
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 1, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Because we've discussed this a little bit tonight. My house is in chaos. My whole life is in chaos right now. So
Yep.
I just need to start doing the habits. I started the habit tracker. I get my bed made every day.
Okay.
That's something I didn't when Charlie was alive. I didn't get my bed made.
So see, so that's a whole new habit.
Yes. So, and it's one I'm doing every day.
Good. Are you checking that off? Does that feel good to check that off, or just to know that you've done it? I'm a huge fan of making the bed.
Yes.
Which my mom would be mad because as a kid, I never did. But as an adult, I'm a huge fan of it. Sam says, I have to be in my Bible. Lisa says, my morning devotion and prayer time. Sandra says, listening to my devotional in my ear first thing in the morning, ironclad messages. So those are all habits that really put you in. Oh, Shantae says, I get up 30 minutes early before everyone and just have me time, gratitude, drink tea, etc. So those are all good habits that put you guys in the right mindset, spiritually, emotionally, all that good stuff. So now if you're comfortable, share with me a bad habit that does the exact opposite of what those good habits do. Are you in the habit of second guessing yourself? Are you in the habit of putting yourself down? Are you in the habit of allowing other people to derail you? So like Shantae, I mean, I know getting up 30 minutes early before everyone, which if you have a child that wakes up throwing up or whatever, that happens. But, would somebody else mess up your schedule? Sam says too much time playing games on my phone with downtime. Okay. So that's a habit that's taking her away from productivity or time with her family, things like that. Anybody else have bad habits?
So if I get up,
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. If I get up and I see that there's laundry on the bathroom floor, I start doing laundry before I do anything else. And then before I know it, everyone's up.
Okay.
I swirl before, if my capsules haven't kicked in yet, I start swirling all over the place.
Okay. Sandra says no expand equals massive squirrel. I can lose track. Lisa says too much TV. Glenn is sitting there and I feel like I need to spend time with him. Oh, Glenn would never make it with me because Tom will watch TV and I'm like, peace out. See you later. I'm going to bed. Okay. So do you guys see where I'm going with this? And some of these are habits. Well, let me back up. These are habits you're aware of, right? These are because you told me what they are. You know what these habits are. You know that they're good and you know that they're bad. Now I need you to sit and think, what are some things that you're doing habitually that you're not aware of? Because if you think back to like when you were a baby, like now, if I told you to get up and walk across the room, you could just get up and walk across the room. You know how to move your feet, your legs, everybody, everyone's upright and moving fine. But there once was a time in your life where you had to learn how to walk. It wasn't a habit yet. You didn't understand to put one foot in front of the other, right? You had to learn that new habit. And if you guys that have children, remember when kids are learning how to walk, there's a lot of, boo-boos. They hit their head, they fall down, but you get them back up and they keep moving. So now walking is just, you don't have to think to yourself. You don't think, okay, I'm going to put my left leg off of the chair. I'm going to put my right leg next to it. And I'm going to start moving. You just do it. So what is something, but you got to think about this. What is something that you are doing habitually without even thinking about it? So like for me, if I'm on the telephone, back in the day, we used to do like a lot of three-way chats. I don't know why, but I cannot sit still. If I'm on a three-way chat, or if I'm just on the phone with somebody, I have to be up walking. I don't know why. I have no idea. It's just a habit. I mean, I would literally like catch myself on a call, kind of running out of breath because I was walking so much. And I'm like, what? I guess that's nervous energy. My habit is to like walk and burn it off. I have no idea. But that was something that subconsciously I was like, okay, I'm going to take this call and I'm going to sit down. And I'm going to like try to stay in a focus and breathe normal and not like sound like I'm out running a mile on a three-way call. So what is something that you do subconsciously? Like if now that I'm, thinking about those things, what are some things you do subconsciously that, like I talk with my hands, that's a habit. I don't even think about it. No question. I brush my teeth before bed. I don't think about it.
I massively talk with my hands.
Yeah. Okay. I carry my moods and I carry my moods and my tone and my voice. Okay. So you feel like that's a habit how would we word that as a habit? Your habit is to not hold back how you feel? No. Your habit is to maybe instead of saying what you mean, you use your tone of voice to try to get it across. TJ twirls his hair all day. That's a roommate comment right there.
So Natasha had this on her Instagram stories the other day, and this is me to a T, which I know you'll know what I mean. It says this is my habit. I've got to figure out how to have poker face because I can keep my mouth shut, but you can read the subtitles on my face.
Okay. Okay.
I got to have poker face.
Dawn, were you going to say something? I thought you lit up.
Yes, you're fine. I've just left work, so I'm driving. So I'm just gonna unmute. I was at a stop sign. So yes, I agree. With the same thing like Natasha, if her habits are like the look on her face, that's the same thing with the tone of my voice. If I am having a bad day, like it is a very bad habit for me to let it out, even if I'm trying to be chipper, like I'm so excited you're ready to thrive with us. It'll be more like, oh, I'm so excited you're ready to thrive with us. Like if I'm not in the mood.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just trying to think like how you could switch that habit. And then maybe it would be that you either have like a pre-conversation pep talk with yourself, or you don't do conversations until you're ready. Do you know what I mean? So that you don't even have that moment. Like if you feel like I'm in a bad mood, I'm stressed out, I'm not going to talk to anybody right now, I'm going to give myself like 5 minutes and a timeout. Like, how could you change that habit?
So I will say I've become more aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've noticed it because I went back and listened to voice clips and I've become more aware of it.
Okay.
So
and you know what? I think that is probably the best thing to say, that becoming aware of your habits, especially the subconscious ones, that's the only way you can really change it. You have to be aware of it. So I also want you guys to think about, so it's a habit for a lot of women. When you have time with another human, do you talk about other people? Is that a habit? Sandra says, one of my habits is that I do my own Thrive work before responding to message. That's good. That's a great habit. Like your business first. Yes. Also, something that we do habitually is, and I know I have friends like this. I don't care what question you ask them. Like I do not care what the question is. Did you take your dog to the vet? I don't know. Before they answer the question, they will give you a 20-minute download of their entire day, how busy they are, how this, that, and the other happened. And then you're like, okay, did you take the dog to the vet today? Like they never answer your question because they're in the habit of like downloading on people instead of actually addressing. It's almost like they're thinking ahead of what they want to tell you, but they don't answer your question. They tell you everything else instead. And that is a habit. One of my horrible habits, and this is a horrible habit. I'm so bad about it. I get excited and I want to talk and I cut people off, and I will catch myself and I will apologize and I will sit back down. But I get super excited and I don't hold it back. Sonia says, I've been working very hard on not talking about other people. Good. Yeah. Cause that is a habit. I forget how the quote goes, but like small-minded people talk about people, and I don't know, big-minded people. What is that? Oh, I don't know, whatever. They talk about ideas. You guys know, you've all heard the quote. But it's a habit. And I also have noticed with some people before that they have a habit of only talking about the old days. Do you have friends like that? That no matter what's happening in your life or their life or what's going on, they want to talk about the old days. And so that always annoys me. But then I think about it myself and I'm like, you know what? I bet there are certain groups of friends that I talk about the old days. Like it could even be like, it could be promoters. And I might want to talk about, last year's Thrive Palooza. And, you guys might be wanting to talk about this year's. And I'm like, but remember last year? Remember 3 years ago? Like that's a bad habit. Oh, Sarah, I interrupt because I get excited. Yeah, same. Another habit I'm really, really working on is listening with a real intent to listen and not respond. Yes, it's a hard one. And Sonia says Charlie did it. Charlie liked to talk about the good old days. Yes, for sure. So the reason I'm just bringing all of these different examples up and all of that is because I want to bring this back full circle. I want you to go back to that girl 5 years from now, or boy, TJ, sorry. He's right there with you. And I keep forgetting, Sam. Go back to that person you're going to be in 5 years and start writing down what are the habits that person is doing. So clearly, if you're living in your dream home, you're in your dream financial situation, your debt. So if one of your goals is to be debt free in 5 years, I bet one of the habits that person is not into is spending excess money. I bet that person is not strolling the aisles of Target for fun. I bet that person is in the habit of saving 10% or, whatever. Like, think about that. So if you want to be in that financial situation of being debt free, what are the habits that would get you there? And what are the non-habits that would get you there? If in 5 years you want to be in the best health and shape of your life, what are the habits that can get you there? Or what are the current habits that you need to give up? So like if you're in the habit of drinking every Friday and Saturday, and you think it's okay because it's the weekend, but you can't get to where you want physically, well, I bet the person who is in the best shape of their life ever makes it a habit of not drinking, excess on the weekends. They make it a habit of maybe not even having alcohol. I don't know. Like, just think about those things. So spiritually, to get to where you want to go spiritually, what is a habit that you can get into? So a lot of those, if you go back to the very beginning of the chat here, it was devotionals, time in my Bible, quiet time in the morning. That's a great habit. So I'm assuming that person is still doing all that. Maybe how do you get that spiritual to the next level? Do you start doing a Bible study with people? Do you start volunteering your time? Do how could you take that to another level? And then on the flip side, a person who is in their spirituality is in the habit of not listening to negativity. They're in the habit of not allowing other people to pull them away. They're in the habit of lifting others up, right? So think about the habits that would be required to get you where you want to go. Like, it's so fun to do a vision board. Like, I love a vision board. Like, I love them. But when you look at that vision board to get to that spot, yes, a lot of it has to do with money. So then we bring that back to the income producing activities. And that makes sense business wise, but on a human level, to get to the things that are on that board, what are the habits that you need to give up or add that would get that person there? And that's why I have to give it, like, I feel like we have to have so many examples because we are all so different and we all have such different goals in life. So what I think is a great habit or heck, maybe, your vision board may have 10 Louis Vuittons on it. Well, whereas mine says debt free. So, it's going to be different. Our habits are totally going to be different. But that's what I want you guys to think about. So we're obviously going to stick with the habit tracker with what we've started, but by this time next Monday, when we come back here, we're going to be wrapping up the habit tracker. And that is the perfect time to start adding a new habit. Like, maybe something on this habit tracker was way too easy. We'll get rid of it. Maybe something was still really hard. We'll keep it, but then we can start adding things. Do you have a new template for March? Just so you guys know, these are not mine. I did not make these by any means. I just Googled blank habit tracker. I think I Googled free blank habit tracker and these popped up. So we could probably, I bet you could take this and put it in Canva, Sandra, and just throw some shamrocks on top, something like that if you wanted to. But so no, I didn't make them. I don't have one necessarily for March, but I just think it's important. Actually, I know it's important when we are so focused on building our business and we're focused on doing the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And a lot of you are in the auto bonus boot camp right now. And so a lot of you are like, you are probably sick of hearing the word 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I just please know, as much as you've heard it, Samantha and I have said it a million times. But that is just part of your business. And I think it's so important to take the other part of the human element, because yes, we're working these income producing activities, because yes, we have these business goals, because yes, these business goals relate back to, a vacation house, a fancy purse, a car, whatever, like they relate back to different things for all of us. So on a human level, what habits do we need to start addressing? So between now and next Monday, if you guys could just jot down as they pop into your mind, or what I should say is as you catch yourself. Because if you really start to try to pay attention to your habits this week, you might be surprised. Like you might start catching yourself like, oh, I didn't even realize that was a habit. I didn't realize, there's just so many different things that we do habitually. I think one of my bad habits, and I don't know why I'm like this, but every morning I'm like, oh, do I have to wash my hair? Like it's a habit to like check in. Do I really have to do it today? And then I will worry, like, should I have done it? Is it really bad? Should I wear a hat today? I should have just washed it. Like that's a bad habit. Like I just need to make a schedule. I do it on this day and that day and we move on. I wash mine every day. I used to, I definitely don't anymore. Yeah, I used to. When I think of the hours that I used to spend on my hair, holy macaroni. So start thinking, try to start catching yourself. So TJ and Samantha are in an awesome position in the fact that they're together. So they will actually be able to point out habits. So if you have someone, your spouse, a coworker, for me, it would be like my sister even, ask them, what are some of my habits that I don't even know I do? We all probably have catchphrases. Do you all, like, one of your habits is probably a catchphrase? I can't even share mine because they're all like today I was driving and the car stopped in front of me and like, ooh, came out of my mouth. That's, it is not the one you're thinking of. It's a very cute, clever one, but for whatever reason, it's just what comes out of my mouth. And so that's a habit. And so when I see myself in 5 years, is that still a habit for her? Can she get to where she wants to go with that habit, or did she have to change that? Like, there's just so many things that play into it. So I would encourage you to start catching yourself. Ask a buddy, someone who spends a lot of time with you or knows you really well. Like, I don't necessarily spend all my days with my sister anymore, but we spend enough time together and we know each other well enough to like know our habits. And coworkers. I mean, you guys know, your coworkers' habits. You see them. Like, it doesn't even take them long for you to start picking up on their habits. There's always that one that goes to the bathroom for an hour every day at 2 because they're taking a nap, right? Like, so you can see that, so other people can see it in you. But make sure it's somebody you love and really like and feel comfortable with, because one of your habits may suck, and you want them to tell you, like, well, this is kind of a bad habit that you have. And again, it's just for self-discovery. It's just so you can start thinking, okay, is this a habit that I can carry into that life I want on my vision board, or is it something I need to change the habit or delete the habit completely? All right. Anybody have any questions, comments? Okay. So I'm going to start ending all my Zooms this way. I ended the Sunday night Zoom this way. If I shared anything with you tonight that meant anything. So new product launched. Thrivepalooza is happening this week. Print out a habit tracker, 543, whatever it is that I might have shared tonight. Please go into your team page or your team chat and just quickly share it with them. Don't assume. I know for a fact every last one of you has seen the new product launch. I can guarantee you 98% of these people have not seen it. Okay. So please get in there and share those. Who's laughing? What did I miss?
You said Thrivepalooza's happening this
Oh
week.
shoot. Punta, where are we going? PunaCon is happening. My bad. Sorry. But Thrivepalooza is coming up. So yeah, thank you. I was like, she's laughing. Wait, now all four people were laughing. I'm like, clearly I've said something wrong. But so share with people what's happening, because they're not paying as much attention as you think they are. Like I said, the people who, like, I saw the email, I saw Jason Camper's post, I got the text message reminder, I saw it in 2 or 3 group pages. It's redundant to me because I'm paying attention, because I work this business. I want to be in all the things and know what's going on. But the majority of your team, they're working this in the nooks and crannies, and that nook and cranny may not even hit them for 4 days. So just hop in your chat, hop in your page, whatever it is that you have, wherever you are in your business, share with them that the new product has launched, that PunaCon will be launching even more this week, to keep their eyes open for it, and anything else. And you can always take the topics, the things we talk about, and you can take it into your team pages or your team chats. If you want to talk about, here's a great habit that I think, I started this great habit 6 months ago and it's really helped my business, or it's really helped my spirituality, or whatever, share it with your team. Your team, you guys, don't be afraid to be who you are with your team. Like, hopefully you all know who I am with you, for sure. We're all tight. Like, we know each other really well. So don't be afraid to be who you are with your team, because your team signed up under you. They're with you. They're in this for the long haul. So definitely share your face, share your spirit, share your tips, your tricks, your ideas, but definitely share the learning and pass that stuff down. So with that, I'm going to sign off. I will have this recorded. I'll put it up on the YouTube, all that good jazz. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.